Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Basic to Advanced T-shirt Design, and in this episode we are going to learn about brush. So brush is a really important tool of Illustrator, and in T-shirt design we mostly use two kind of brush. One is the art brush and another one is the pattern brush. So there are different kind of other brushes, like you can see from here. If I click on this new, there is calligraphic brush, there is a scatter brush, art brush, Bristol brush and pattern brush, but in general we use art brush and pattern brush. So this is, there are two different use of these things. So first of all, art brush is when we need to art anything, we need to draw anything, then we use art brush, and for that we can simply make some custom brush to make our drawing. Like I am going to show you with this flower here. So this is a flower here, I need to draw this one, and if I want to draw this flower I can simply use, okay, let me just reduce the opacity a bit, then I'm going to lock this layer. So go to this object, then lock selection, it is going to lock it. Now I need to draw this flower. Now I can simply draw it with my pen tool, I can draw it with curvature tool, I can draw it with brush tool, I can draw it with pencil tool, any tool I want. And simply we use brush tool, and there is some sort of pre-made brushes here, we can use any one we like if I take this brush it is going to look like that, if I take this brush it is going to look like this. But in general we can customize our brush. So like like for drawing anything we need to make our own brushes, and for doing that we need, I usually use this ellipse brush. This is a regular ellipse. We can simply use the fill color of it, no stroke, only fill color. Then I make it like kind of this, and with this I can simply make a brush. So I'm going to select that one, then click on this new brush and then art brush. Okay, so here we can do some settings, and that setting is really not important, but you can do that. Is here is colorization option, here it is none right now and that is default, but if we change it to hue shift we can simply change our color, change the color of our brush. So as you can see, when we clicked OK, there is a new brush in our artboard, in our brush panel. That is the brush we just created, and with that brush we can simply draw anything we like. I am using my mouse right now. So this is the brush we just created, and we can simply make it bigger, we can simply make it smaller, anything we want, we can change the color of it simply, that is fine. But the rule of art brush is, when we are using a shape, like you can see this is the original shape, if I make a brush, if I make a stroke like this, it is going to look exactly same. But if I make a brush a stroke little longer than that, it is going to stress my this shape and make it longer. If I make it even longer, it is going to make, if it is going to stress this shape and then make it longer, as long as I am going to make it, so it is going to just stressing this one. So you can draw it any way you want like this, and that shape is going to stress from the start and then follow all the way, and then going to end in the beginning, in the end point here, something like that. So this is the way of art brush, it stress the original shape. Now it doesn't need to be any specific shape like this, you can make any random shape you like. So this is the shape I created here. Now I will create an art brush with that. Click OK. Now if I try to draw, it is going to draw with that exact shape, and it is going to stress that original shape and make it longer, and as it is making it longer, it is going to make it a little bigger too, just to fill all the areas. And this is why we use art brush. So in general we need to create a simple brush like this one, and then with that brush we can simply draw anything we like. And if you have a graphic tablet, then you don't need to do this, you will get that pressure sensitivity by default. So if you are going to draw with mouse, then we need to draw like this. This is not a very good way of drawing, but it is going to work. So this is how or when we use art brush. And there is another use of it, art brush, that is, if I am going to make a make some custom shapes on a text. So this is my text right now, let's expand it. I am going to use my this brush to make some draw some random shape like this to follow with my that text. It is also another use of our art brush, something like that. That is just maybe you have seen me doing this. Okay, so this is how we use art brush. Anyway, that is not important, but another important brush is the pattern brush. So where we use pattern brush? So in most cases we use pattern brush to make something very similar to each other. Like if I want to create a pattern or a brush with this bullet, so if I want to create a circle with that bullet, how will I do that? So this is my regular circle ellipse like this. If I want to place this bullet with all this path, like along this path, if I want to place this bullet, I can simply select this bullet, and first step is defining the size of the bullet, size of the graphic with your placement. Like this ellipse is my placement, this is how it will be, and then according to that how much big or how much small is this one. If I make it this much bigger, it will not look good in this size, so I need to make it smaller. And once it is done, we can simply select this one and click on this new and create a new pattern brush, not art brush this time, pattern brush, and click OK. And we have a new pattern brush in our brush panel. And now if I select this ellipse and click here, it is going to apply that bullet in this shape. You can see now I can simply make it smaller, I can make it bigger, however I want, but that is when we use pattern brush. And of course this is really important if we are going to make something like a leaf or kind of a shape like this. This is where we use pattern brush. So this is a shape here. Okay, so I don't need that. Control C, Control F, Control R. That means copy, paste in front and reflect. So this is a simple shape I am going to make here. And then as you can see, this is the original shape. I can simply change the direction to make a new pattern brush. And then if we select any shape we want, then click here, it is going to apply that shape on that pattern, and this is really cool. So if this was a art brush, what will happen? Let me show you. If I make a art brush with that, this is going to look very weird anyway. And if I select this one and click here, it is going to stretch my bullet all the way to fill the area. Now that is not really good looking. So that's when we use pattern brush. If we need to use a single shape and that needs to be visible or readable, then we use pattern brush to use that. Okay, not like that. And if that shape is just a random shape like this shape, it can simply be art brush. So this one is a pattern brush. We can simply put anything inside this text. We can make this like a shield or something, so that is also good. So you can see this is how we can simply make a cool looking graphic, and we can place anything inside this shape. So this is the difference between the art brush and the pattern brush. This is the two brush we will use a lot in our design. So I hope it will help you guys understand. Let me know in the comment section if you have any question about that. I have maybe one or two other videos where I talked about brushes, you can see that too. So that's it for this video. See you in the next one.